All right, Joe W. Bristol, let's do part two about my trucks and kind of how I've had them rigged up. There is no one way to do anything. But I had the idea, a young man asked me to give him some ideas, and I actually came out here and made about 4 videos. And I said, well, I'll make them a little better. And what I did was I picked this stuff up in here for you. I've got it propped up so it looks like it would look like on the job. What I did for him, they were kind of here on the ground. So I wanted to do it a little better, okay? Let's talk about this Hoosier pole. If you do fabrication in the oil field, or if you do pipeline work, these things come in really handy. That Hoosier pole up here will stretch out, I think, a little over 7 foot. Okay, the 3 pieces slide out, and it will stay in this rack right here. If you just want to work off of the side of your truck, it will come out like 7 foot or 7.5 foot to the back of the truck. It's far enough out that you can have all your grinders, your umbrella holders on the end there, rheostat, everything will fit right there in that little deal. I'm explaining in a minute. And you can be about right here. And so you don't have to take it out of that rack. When I did want to take it out of the rack, I had me some sockets made here. I think it's 2-inch pipe is what that receiver is, and about 3-inch flat bar. I tacked the 2-inch to the flat bar, and then I tacked it here, or you can take bolts and put it. I had one on this side and one on the other side, so that whatever side the right-of-way was on, all I had to do was take that out of its carrier up there where it stays, and I could put it right here. And then I could string out, and I could go out 7 foot out to the pipe. And it worked out pretty good. Also, when I had it back here, this thing was so high, and I was all the time running into it trying to get in the truck, so I made an extension for the sockets, and it got this thing up about this high. So all the grinders and everything, the roll up for the leads, when you pulled up, I could walk under it. I didn't have to walk around it, ducking and all that junk. I'm a little tall, I like it up. And when it's up here, it's up plenty high enough, okay? Unless you got too short a helper. Okay, so let's talk about it a little bit. Like most Hoosier poles, you'll see some welders, they have horseshoes tacked up here and all that. I just took and bent some little coal roll and made some cleats for the leads to follow. So when these pieces extend out, there's some more of these, and the leads will follow you out here as far as you want to go. This right here is where my rheostat box hooked. The handle hooked under here, and it hung down. This was made for big enough for a 7 or 9 inch grinder. Even with the guard, I believe when I made them, I had the Black & Decker grinders. And then here is where your ground would hook. The little toe of it would hang up in there, and so when we pulled off, everything you need was there. This was made for a flag. I got mad one day after 9/11, and I made a place for a flag that's big enough for the fire station and a pole. These are the acetylene reels, or racks rather. And most people just need one acetylene. 2 K-cylinder bottles will burn to 1 acetylene. I made 2 because one time, I have to tell the story, I was out of acetylene at a very bad time. If you just wanted 1, then I would put it over here. And what happens is, it's close enough to the side of the truck. If you have a little step ladder or a little RV step that folds up, I carried some of those. I could step up and turn this off and on without having to get up in this truck. I don't like crawling up in this truck, but I don't have to. Then you have your lead reel, and it slides in and out like a receiver. I did a lot of things like this, receivers, so it would slide in, slide back in, roll up. This thing will come out here about this much further, and it never has to hit your truck unless you got a really inferior helper. You shove it in, and it comes down to about right here is what it looks like when it's going down the road, okay? Cox reel, they're pretty good reels. I've had them in real cold weather, and they've done fine. I'm Joe W. Brister. We'll do another part here in just a minute.